In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use AI to create content for myself and for my barbershop. So let's get right into it. So as you can see here on the back end, I've been posting at least twice a day consistently for the past, see, we're in November now. This is October, September, and this is just Instagram, right? But if I just show you everything else, you can see that I'm posting to all platforms every single day. So two pieces of content go to every single platform every single day. All right, so that's hundreds of posts. So I'm actually posting, let's see here. Let's just look at today. Let's look at what I got on the schedule for today. So today, November 19th, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces of content going out just today. And the only reason that I'm able to do that is because I use AI to help me create all of this content, and then I use this platform, Social Pilot, to help me schedule it. But I just want to show you, start with that, like you can get to this level of volume once you have some tools helping you. So I'm actually going to start posting 3 times a day to every single platform starting tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But as you can see, today is the 19th when I'm recording this, and tomorrow, this is just showing Instagram, but I'm going to start posting 3 videos a day. The reason why is because I actually have so much content now because of the process that I've kind of created and stumbled on, that I actually feel like I can start posting 3 times a day to see if that increases the engagement and gets followers and all that even more so than posting twice. So we'll see. And if it doesn't end up making sense or I can't keep up with it, then I'll just dial it back to 2. But so far, posting at least twice a day has been actually really easy since I started this process. So I'm going to show you step by step exactly what I do. So the first thing that was a big unlock for me, because like some of y'all were probably going through, is I was struggling to make content. I was like, when am I going to have the time to do this? I'm a business owner. I have a school group now for barbers. And just like, it seems like there was never enough time. And I was falling behind on content. I was being very inconsistent, and I realized that I do a lot of meetings. So I have this school group. I'll pull it up for you. So I have this school group right now, which is free, by the way, to join. And when people join this group, or when they join the other group that I have, which is the Barbershop Owner Mastermind, I can actually do one-on-one calls or group calls inside the group. And I realized in doing these calls, like, there's a lot of value in these calls, and I wish I could see it. So then one day I had this idea, like, why don't I just every single call, and then I can use it as content. And ever since I started doing that, like, making content is no longer a problem. So what you have to try to do if you never want to run out of content is find a way to integrate making content into something that you're already doing. So I do multiple meetings a day, every single day. So every single day I'm making content now, and actually the hard part, the bottleneck in the process, is actually editing, because I have so much content that now it's just a matter of like sound and editing it. And that's I think what you'll eventually get to as well. Like, there's stages of content. There's the first stage, was pretty much everybody ever gets out of this stage, is just creating enough content to post. But eventually you're going to get there. And then the next problem that you're going to have is, well, now I don't have enough time to edit all this content, which is currently where I'm at. So but I've been using this software, which I'm going to show you, which makes my life a lot easier. But basically, when people join this group, they can book calls with me. And when they join our other group, the Barbershop Owner Mastermind, I do group calls inside there and record those calls. And then I cut all like confidential stuff out, and I just show me, but then I turn that into content. This is the software that I use to record every single call that I do. And as you can see right now, there's 244 videos. I just started using this software like a few months ago. It's called Loom. And this is something that you have to pay for. There's a free version of this actually. But yeah, I record the camera you're looking at right now, or you're looking at me from, is the camera that I have set off to the side, so that when I'm doing the meeting, I'm looking at the webcam that's in front of me, and I'm looking at the person on the screen. But then there's this other camera right here, what you're looking at me from right now, and that's the one that's recording my content. A lot of the content that you guys see on my social media is actually just clips of a meeting that I'm doing with somebody. I don't actually sit down and record content like ever, right? I just take these recordings from this camera that you're seeing right now, and I put it in this software. I chop it up, turn it into shorts for reels, and then I share it, right? Super simple. So this is the software that I use to record the meeting. I really like the software Loom because it doesn't take up any storage on my phone or the camera. It just all goes directly to the internet. Main reason I use it. And it's also the same software that I'm using to make this video right now. So you can do screen recordings and things like that. But so I record every single meeting that I do. And then if I don't end up finding that there was a lot of value in that meeting, then I just don't use it, right? But a lot of the videos or a lot of the meetings I record, there can at least be like a couple clips out of a like hour-long meeting. You could probably get at least into 5 really good clips from that, which I'll then use for social media. Well, first step number 1, figure out how to integrate content into what you're already doing. Then you have to figure out how to capture the content. I use Loom because I'm on a computer a lot, but you can figure out another thing that works best for you. We're actually going to start testing recording YouTube videos with Loom, like because I have it on my phone as well. So rather than like taking up a bunch of storage on my phone, we just goes directly to the cloud, and then now I don't have to worry about taking up a bunch of storage. Let's say storage is an issue with your phone, you could just do a private live stream. And then if it turns out well, you make it public and then download it, right? So then you can do this process that I'm about to show you. So first step, figure out how to integrate content into what you're already doing. Then figure out how you're going to record it. And then once you have the video, the content, now it's just a matter of editing it. So we can take these videos right here and I can download them. I can show you like this one, for example. I can download it and then we'll put it in this software right here. But what I also do is I take every now and then I do actually record YouTube videos for you guys. And then you can take YouTube videos, you can upload videos you've recorded. Basically I put it in this software. So this is called Opus Clip. I don't know if you guys can see the URL here, but this software is called Opus Clip. And this is what I use to generate all the content for my social media. So you could take whatever, if you have a video that's public on YouTube, or even if it's unlisted, you could take the link, like it says here, drop a YouTube link, and it'll find the video, and then it'll show you the options. So let's take a video from my YouTube channel. So if you don't know, well, you probably do know since you're watching this, I have a YouTube channel, and we're going to take the latest video right here, and we're going to get the link. We're going to go back to Opus Clip. And we're going to drop the link right here. If it's not on YouTube, then you just upload it, right? There is a limit to how big you can upload the files, but basically this is it right here. And now it gives you some options, right? So I found the video right away, and we can select our clip length. And I usually like to do either less than 30 seconds or 30 to 59 seconds, because on YouTube and Instagram, anything over a minute doesn't count as a reel. So it has to be less than a minute. So we can do it this right there. 30 to 59 seconds, and then we hit get clips in one click, and now it starts scanning the video and pulling moments from that video that it thinks will be good to repurpose on social media. So I already did this process, so we're just going to jump straight to the next step, which is it right here. So the video has finished processing, and now it's just a matter of going through the clips and seeing which ones we want to use. So we can go through and see like preview here. These are all the clips that it pulled from the video. And you're definitely not going to probably be happy with all the clips, but like I said, out of an hour-long video, if you can get like clips from that, that's like a week's worth of content, right? You don't have to post twice a day or 3 times a day like I'm doing. You could do like times a week and be fine. I think you want to shoot for more consistency rather than volume. First, focus on being consistent, and then you can increase the volume. And then when you increase the volume, you start to get an idea of what your audience actually wants to start to watch, and then do more of that, right? So these are all the clips that it pulled from the video. And so all we got to do now is basically watch them and see, do we want to use this?
No matter what you do, you will never be able to get no-shows down to 0. You can get them low by making people prepay, sending a ton of reminders, but...
All right, so let's say I like this video, right? And I want to use it, but it needs some polishing, right? So then we're going to go right here to where it says edit clip. And this is where we actually edit the clip. So we can actually take some words out if we want.
You will never be able to get no-shows down to 0. You can get them low by making people prepay and sending a ton of reminders, but you're also going to make it so people are less willing to book with you, because now that there's all these steps that they have to jump through just to book with you. So I'd rather just make the booking process super simple and send a ton of reminders so that people don't forget about their appointment than charge people for not showing up. Because then when you charge people for not showing up, or you make them pay a deposit, they're also going to be much less willing to rebook with you. If you charge somebody a no-show fee, they can dispute it, and you'll probably lose that dispute, and then you're going to have to pay a chargeback fee on top of that.
All right, so that video looks pretty decent to me. The only thing that I would probably add to this is maybe like a little headline in the beginning, right? So I usually try to think about, what's this video about? And let's say, just say how to prevent chargebacks, right? I'm probably not going to use that title, but let's just use that for this case, right? And then we hit save, right? So then once we hit save, it's going to take a second to process the changes. Depending on the amount of changes you made, it will take longer, right? And it gives you an estimate of about how long it's going to take, right? And then it even shows you a progress bar right here. So once this is done, we'll come back to this. All right, so this video has finished processing and it's ready to download. So when you're ready to download it, you just hit download in HD, and then it's going to start downloading. And once it finishes downloading, then we go to schedule it in Social Pilot or whatever software you use. You don't have to use a scheduling software, but if you're trying to post, highly recommend it. You can also do if you just want to do Instagram and Facebook, then the free Instagram and Facebook have a free tool called Planner, I think. So as long as you have an Instagram business profile and a Facebook business profile or page, you can link them and then use the Planner tool to schedule automatically for free to both of those. And there might be some other softwares out there that are better. This is what I use. So I use Social Pilot. So then what we want to do is go to schedule it, or we can go to create post here, and then I'm going to take that download and just drag it right here. Once that finishes loading, now it's ready. Now we can start writing the caption. So you don't have to have a caption. I definitely recommend you do. And I actually have a, let's see, I have a hashtags document. So this is the document that I keep all of our hashtags that we use for our social media. And I'm just going to scroll down to the one I've been using lately, which is this one right here. And I'm going to copy that. And so I'm going to go back to Social Pilot, and that's where I put my caption right there. And then we scroll through each one of these platforms, make sure that is a reel, not a post. That's fine. This is fine. This is not going to Google My Business, so we're not going to worry about that. Make sure Instagram, make sure we set that to reel. And then if you live in a certain place where you want your post to show up, and if you're posting for your barber page to try to get clients, definitely recommend that you tag the city, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit harder for people to find you, right? So if you tag the city, sometimes people are looking for just posts in that city. So definitely recommend adding a location every time you post content, just to make it that much easier for people to find you. And then that's pretty much it. These other ones are fine. It's not going to Pinterest. TikTok is fine. And then, so what I do is I created groups. So this is going to go to all of the channels. So it's going to go to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and then Facebook. We're not going to worry about anything else. And then I just hit add to queue, because adding it to the queue basically puts it next, right? So if I were to hit that, then I'm just going to show you with just Instagram for this example. So I'm going to add it to the queue, and then I'm scheduled pretty far out right now, so I'm going to try to find it. So let's see. So currently my posts are scheduled up until, looks like we're good until the 30th, right? So it looks like this is where I put the post here. And so I scheduled it, I added it to the queue, and then now it's scheduled, or it's going to post on the 30th of November at 6 p.m. And I like doing the queue because if you move a post up, for example, then it just moves everything up rather than like scheduling at a specific time. Technically scheduled, but it's as part of a queue. So if I end up deleting a post or moving something up, then something else will slide up into its place. But that's pretty much it. So this is my whole process for social media. And then, so I use Opus Clip to do a lot of the heavy lifting, but you can also do the same thing with CapCut. So if you use CapCut to edit your stuff, then CapCut also has a long to shorts feature, which essentially does the same thing. I just prefer Opus, but if you want to use CapCut and you're already paying for CapCut, then you can do actually the same thing with CapCut. So long to shorts does the exact same thing. Here's a video that we've already scanned in the past, and it does the same thing. It scans the whole video. It looks through the video and it tries to find those moments that it thinks will do well on social media. And then if you like the video, then you can go into CapCut and start editing it like normal. And yeah, I actually have to use Opus Clip. There's probably other softwares out there. I'm just most familiar with Opus Clip. I think it does a good job. I pay $9 a month to be able to do all this, but that basically means that I don't have to go through and manually pick all of the clips from every single video that I record. I just upload it into Opus Clip. It does everything automatically, and then I just pick from the ones that I think are going to do the best, and everything else is just don't use it, right? That's the nice thing about not doing live content, is like, if it doesn't turn out well, don't use it. Cool. So that is my whole process for content creation. This is how I'm able to post 2 and now going to be 3 times a day. I wouldn't be able to do it without these tools that I showed you. So make content recording part of something that you already do, so that's not like a burden, right? It's just part of something that you already are doing anyways. And then find a tool to make cutting up that content for social media easier. I would always start with the long form stuff, and for this example, I started with a video that was intended for YouTube, and then I chopped it up so that we can put the full thing on YouTube, and then we're gonna take clips from that for social media. So we get so much more out of the content when we do it that way, as opposed to just making content for one platform. You can take these vertical videos and share them everywhere. But I always start with YouTube, because YouTube for me is my favorite platform. It's the only platform that pays us as a barbershop too. So I always start with YouTube. That's the end goal in mind. And then we basically repurpose clips from longer videos to post on social media. And then we use Opus Clip to do a lot of the heavy lifting on that. And then we put it into some scheduling software. You don't have to use the tools that I use here. I'm just showing you my process, because if you guys are wondering how I post 2 and sometimes 3 times a day, this is how, right? It's because I'm using AI to create this stuff, and then I use some software to schedule it. It's actually super simple. It does take some work. This usually takes me a minimum of a few hours a week, but I think it's worth it. And hopefully it helps you guys out in terms of adding value if you're somebody that follows me on social media. And if you want to try Opus Clip, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video where you can try it out. And I think it's the free version, but if you want to, I do the paid version, but it's $9 a month. So if you want to try this out, I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. Otherwise, this has been my whole content process, and I hope you found this valuable.